Hi guys, John with you again, and it's time to start the next project. Camera's a little bit out of focus there, but I can't help that. Anyway, we're starting work on the Warrior, the Academy's 135th scale Warrior MCV. So, let's get started on the Academy Warrior MCV. Okay, so let's go to the bench. We'll have a look at what we're going to do first, how we're going to approach it. Okay, so here we go. Warrior MCV. And as usual, we start with the instructions. I put the box behind me. As you see, this time I've put little marks, a bit of masking tape there, with the letters of each of the sprues on it. So the sprues are marked. Handy little tip. Sometimes it works, you know, for when you got a lot of sprues, or when the markings on the sprues aren't that good. They're handy. It's handy for that. Okay, so we'll start off. There's a nice little write up there on the Warrior if you want to. I don't know if you could pause that maybe. There we go. Pause it, blow it up, do whatever you want to with it. I'm going to read it to you. Get your mammy to read it for you if you want to buy your kit and go off and get the instructions and ask your mummy to read it for you. Anyway, apart from that, let's get started on some modelling. Okay, so as usual, we'll look at a couple of steps. I'll do the couple of steps, and then we'll have a look at how they turned out. Okay. So we start off, we've got to make up our wheels. Okay, we've got road wheels, we've got the idler wheel, and we've got the drive sprocket. That's step one. Okay, we've got to do 12 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. Then we're in with the suspension parts. Okay. And we've got the return rollers along the top, and we've got that little centerpiece to plug the hole. Remember we talked about the hole in the instructions. I'm going to kind of leave that off because I'm going to mount something there so I can hold it for painting, so it's easier to hold for painting. And I'm not going to get to see the bottom of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Then we've got these 2 little pieces here that go on the front, go around the drive sprockets. We've got the idler wheel support thing and a little suspension bit for that. And then in step 3 it tells us to put on the wheels. No, I'll put them on in step 3, but because they've got the polycaps, you can take them off again then when we're painting. So there's no harm in putting them on. You're not going to sort of create any major problems with that. So I'll get those 3 steps done. We'll have a look at them and we'll see how all that works out. Okay, so I'll join you then, as quick as that. Right, just before I start, I've done step 1 to 3 anyway, but before I get into it, we'll have a look at it. I had a little bit of a problem. I recorded the unboxing of it, okay, of this kit, and for some reason there must have been something wrong with the actual recording of the unboxing, because I can't upload it no matter what I do. My editing software just won't upload that. I thought it was something wrong with my editing software, which is I use Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker. That's the one I use. And you know, when I put you put all the little clips in, and then you kind of you form it into a movie, save it. But it wouldn't. No matter what I did, it wouldn't form into a movie. It would stop at 74% done. Wouldn't do anymore. So I thought there was something wrong with the actual editing software, but it wasn't. It was the actual clip, the clip where I did the unboxing. I found that out purely by uploading loads of other bits and pieces, you know, so you can make a movie out of just loads of little clips that I had in the thing, and no problems. But anytime I tried to put in that clip, it wouldn't work, so therefore I just, that's it, that's the problem. So unfortunately we've no unboxing. There's enough of them out there anyway. Okay, so you don't miss much. There's plenty out there if you want to see an unboxing. Watch somebody else's unboxing. Anyway, let's get back to this. Let's get back to what I'm doing with this. I've done steps 1, 2 and 3. Well, I'll bring the camera down. We'll have a look at it. It's easier. Have a look at it on the desk. Okay, so I've done steps 1, 2 and 3. Step 1, we did the wheels. I did the wheels, or I did the wheels. Step 2, I did all the suspension parts and the little return rollers along the top. Little bit of don't know what to call them really, just little bits of plastic. We call them bits of plastic that we put onto the front to form up for the drive sprockets, and then install the drive sprocket mechanism and all that. Okay, and then put on the wheels. Now I did put on the wheels, but because they're polycapped, I can take them all off quite easy. Okay, so here we are, and that's what we end up with. Okay, nice and easy. And like I said, there is one little piece here where you put in that little block piece in there to fill up that hole. I didn't do that because now I can sort of put something in there for when I'm painting. It's much easier for holding it, okay, rather than trying to hold it at the sides or whatever. So I'll just make up something later on for sticking in there. Something simple as, believe it or not, is just gluing a piece across like that. Okay, and you can catch that then with you know, one of those little bulldog clips or something. So that's later on anyway. I'll worry about that at a later stage. Now, next step, we're on to step 4 and step 5. That's this page. Okay, so we'll finish off this page. Step 4, we're working on the rear bulkhead, or whatever you want to call it, where the rear door is. Okay, so first of all, we've got a little sub-assembly here of making up the rear door. Then attaching the rear door, you've got 2 towing points or whatever they are, and we've got a fire extinguisher. We have a fire extinguisher on the back door as well. Another thing we've got on the back door is this thing here, which is a cable reel. Okay, I presume it's for Don-10. Don-10 is it's telephone wire, military grade telephone wire, you know, for field phones and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to put a bit of, I haven't got it, the wire for it. I have it below in the my other place. So what I'll do is I won't bother with that, putting that on, because I want to wind the wire around it, and so I'll have wire in it rather than just having an empty spool. Also then we got to fit that. Okay, it says fit it on 2 handles onto the doors, onto the inside of the doors. Now why would you do that? Why would you go putting on handles on the inside of the doors when you're not going to have the doors open? Because if you did have the doors open, there's nothing inside, you've no interior, so you're not going to have, you know, unless you're going to sort of scratch build an interior, I suppose. But there's no points for that. I'll put them on, but I don't see the point in putting them on. Not in a kit we're not going to see the interior, even though it looks pretty nicely detailed. What's the point? Then we've got our 2 little front fenders, and then, you know, we're working with our track. Okay, the track I'll leave that till later on. Okay, but we'll get this bit done anyway. We'll get the fender pieces on, we'll get the back door on, and we'll get that whole back bulkhead made up. So back in a few secs, I'll get all that done, and then we'll have a look at that when that's done. Okay then, so we've got step 4 and step 5 done. I'll just mark them off as well. Mark the steps off as well, sure, why not? So, step 4, made up the door assembly here, put it on, a couple of little hooking on points, and the the fire extinguisher. No, I made up the this B47, the cable reel, and I put it on, but I didn't glue it in place. It's not properly fully attached, but it's there anyway. These two fenders fitted up from underneath. They went on grand, and the back went on. No problems. So therefore, no problems so far. Only one thing I did notice. Okay, if we go back here to step number 2. And this piece here, A17, right? They tell you to put it on there. So you don't think about putting one on there, okay? So when they show the drawing of it, there you go, there it is. But it's not on there, okay? Then you go on then to step number 4. Nothing there about putting one on. And lo and behold, see anything? Yeah, the two of them are on. And when I went back into all the rest of the pictures, go on here. They're both on. They're both on. Doesn't tell you to fit it or at any stage whatsoever, but it suddenly appears there. Okay, something to watch out for. So basically, you fit the two A17s there. Okay, there's two A sprues, so there's both of them there. So you fit another one here. They didn't tell you, but obviously it kind of appears there on that one. So that's a little thing to watch out for with Academy instructions. I have noticed that in the past. They have sort of, things have appeared in places when they tell you to put on one, but it's obvious you got to put on the second one, but they don't actually tell you to put it on. You know, so if you follow the instructions exactly to what they tell you, there's a few bits and pieces that you'd have left out. Okay, so moving on, we're on to step 6 and step 7. Get the next page done. Okay, and this seems quite busy. Okay, we've got lots of little bits and pieces to do on this one. Okay, we've got the engine cover. Okay, engine covers here. There's loads of little handles to go onto it and some lifting hooks. Okay, we've got the driver's hatch. It's got a vision block and lifting handle, and also it's got some mounting hinges. Okay, now, because I'm not making it openable and closable, okay, you can do it, that you can make it open and close, but it doesn't have an interior set, so I'm going to have it closed. You know, you don't want that open and seeing into the fact that you don't have an interior, so I'm going to have it closed. And for fitting it, I'd fit that into place first, and then fit these on then. The lifting of the hinge brackets, fit them on afterwards, then it should be much easier to fit. Okay, we've also got the engine air vent cooler or cover, right? Apparently there's a big air filter in there which you can replace. That goes on. We've got some shovels to go on. We've got some spare tracks to go in. We've got an aerial mount up here, and we've got this little vision block, I'd say, whatever it is, I'm not sure, but that goes on anyway. Okay, we're also fitting some lights, some more lifting hooks, so that's and the two shovels, so that's quite a busy one. Okay, and we've also got on step 7 then, we've got the these two big pieces here that go on the back. We've got the rear mud guards, mud flaps, and a box of some kind of storage box. Okay, and it goes the making up of the two whatever these are, whether they're storage bins or air filters, I do not know. I do not know, so therefore I won't tell you what they are. So they've got to be all fitted anyway. So we get them done. We'll have a look at them. So now we're working on the upper hull. Okay, so I get them done. Come back then. We'll have a look at what that looks like. Okay, as you can see, all nicely marked off in green. That means I'm done. Okay, that's step 6 and step 7. Alright, step 6. Excuse me. Just no problems really. Everything sat on perfectly. Everything went into place beautifully. No fit issues, no problems whatsoever. Just one little thing that I to point out. Here it gives the inside of the driver's hatch. Like I said, I mean, you don't get an interior for it, so why would you have, you know, quite a big hatch open? I don't know if there is an interior set available for this. If there is, then what I'm about to say is totally irrelevant. But it gives you the, you know, the hatch handle and the inside of the driver's viewing port. You know, the inside of this part here. Okay, and you make them up, and then you sort of put them in, and then you close it all down. You know, it's up to you, I suppose, if you want to leave it open or closed. I did fit them, but they're in there and you can't see them, so it's totally irrelevant. The rest of it fitted on. It fitted on perfectly. Absolutely beautiful fit. Everything set in nice and neatly. Okay, so on to now to step 7. Right, we're fitting on the 2 boxes at the back, 2 mud guards, and the box here at the side there at the rear. No problems in fitting. Those boxes went together very nicely indeed, as did the this little box here, fitting on C24. I need to keep trying to say 34. C24 there. I presume it's a little light. It looks like a little light, but no problems with it whatsoever. Again, A25 here. It's that kind of little 4-finger joke or 5-finger joke. Was it 4-finger joke? Yeah, it's for holding poles that hold out the camo nets. The camo net holder. No problems with that. Just sit in there nicely. On the boxes. Okay, on the back of this piece here. Okay, piece A33. There's 4 little protrusions, we'll call them. They fit into the holes here at the back, but it gives 3 holes. If you leave all 4 of them on, the box sits over and above there. Sits proud of that. Okay, and one of the little protrusions that's left there kind of sticks out, so I had to remove them. It doesn't tell you to remove it. Usually now when you see things that remove this piece, you've often seen it on a model, but when you turn it over you'll see that there's nothing sticking out there. Okay, but these little pieces will have been sticking out, so I just removed them. So it's just a little handy thing to note, because if you are building this kit and you just don't remove them, then fit that on, they're going to be fair hard to remove in there. Okay, well, you get them off, you get a little slice of a knife, but it'll be very hard to sand in there afterwards. So here we go. Okay, there's step 6 and step 7. Here's our driver's hatch. Okay, we have the that air filter hatch there with 2 shovels. One sits on top of the other. It slits into a little slot there that's on the door. Very easy to fit on. We've got 2 pieces of track. We've got some big lifting hooks. Okay, with the engine cover with a pile of little handles. Okay, they all went on nice. Okay, there's the 2 lifting hooks. We had our lights. Quite secure actually for lights. Very nice indeed. They're not wobbly or anything like that. I mean, you're not going to break them off by just barely touching off them or anything like that. there's that box, there's a little light thing there, and our four-fingered friend there for holding up the camo nets. And there's those two boxes here, and as you can see here at the back, like I said, if you didn't remove whatever about that side, you get able to get that side easy enough if you spotted it sticking out. Just a little slip of a knife and a kind of a rub of sandpaper, you get in there. But this one here, you'd have a very, very tight fit if you wanted to remove that. You'd get it off okay with a knife, but in sanding you won't be able to sand it quite so easy. Then you have the mud guards and the mud flaps, okay, or whatever it is. They appear to be mud flaps, but they're armoured anyway, and they go on very easy. What doesn't really show you in the drawing, okay, there's a little kind of a lip running along the inside of that at the top, and that fits in perfectly. So your spacing here is already kind of set for you, so you just have to lay it up against it, as you can see here from the back. Hopefully you can see it there. Okay, it sits in like that. There we go. There we go now again. You can see it, that it's how it sits. There's a little lip there, and that sits into that nicely. Okay, so that's as far as we've gotten now. Like I said, the pieces that I haven't glued at this stage, I haven't glued in our wheels, so therefore our track can still come off for painting afterwards. And I haven't glued on this here either. Okay, just pops off. Oh, excuse me, because I want to fit a bit of cable reel into that. I didn't get it today. I meant to call in and collect some wire today, but I forgot to do it. And I wouldn't mind, I even passed the bloody place. So I just want to get a bit of wire just to wrap that around that in there, just to make it look so it's not empty reel, Like I said, I don't know whether it's Don 10 or what it is. Don 10, that's what we call it in Irish Army. I don't even know if that's the proper name for it. It's basically phone wire, for field phones, things like that. Also very handy for if you want to extend speakers. Back in the old days when you had your big stereo system, before the Wi-Fi, you wanted to have your speakers for your stereo system, you wanted to spread them out a bit. You used to all go into the signal store, get a bit of Don 10, and you can extend your speakers where you want to around the house. Anyway, right, so we're on now to step 8 and step 9, the next page on our little adventure here. We've got guards for the lights. Okay, we've got another four-fingered friend here. Right. We've got little cover here. We've got some more handles to put on. We have I'd say it's a little kind of a splash guard, anti-splashing guard there on the front. It sits in front of the driver's compartment, so any rain or whatever will fly up against it. But there is a nice little indentation there for it to as to where it has to go, so no problems with that. We shouldn't have any problems with that. We've got two little side mounting pieces here now that fit over the over here. Now they are going to create a little bit of a problem when we go on to doing our tracks, so I'm going to leave them off, okay, front and rear, because they are going to interfere in removing the tracks. So I'm not going to fit them, so I'm going to mark them with my orange marker. So when it comes to painting, I'll paint my wheels, paint this section of the undercarriage, paint my tracks, then fit them. Okay, then fit them, glue it all in place, whatever it needs to be. Then I can fit these little side skirts then at that stage. Okay, after sort of the first stage of painting. Then, mask off the bottom of that. And then paint the rest of the vehicle. It's the only way I can see around it, otherwise you have to go sort of assembling everything, because is well enough, because we don't have the big armour panels at the side, and it'll be the same case with them. I'll fit them after I've got all this section down here painted. Now you could go off and paint it at this stage, you know, paint your wheels, paint your track, get it all done, fit it, paint all in around here, and then assemble all that, and then move on, you know, fitting all these things and masking off after. But I like to do it at a later stage, get a load of the construction out of the way. Right, we've got the rear hatch here. Okay, it's in two parts. Again, you can have it open or closed, but why would you have it open when you don't have an interior? So that will be closed. Okay, so you've got the two hatch pieces and the little hingy duldides there for that. And like I said, I won't be fitting B22 or 23. When we go down to step 9, if it's saying to it, then again at this side is 21 and 24. I won't be fitting those until later on. We've also got our mirrors. Now, because I've got a lot of painting to do and there's other bits and pieces, I won't be fitting them at this stage either. I'll be leaving them off until the very, very, very end, because I'm sick to death of breaking off mirrors. I'm always at it. So I'm going to leave them till the very, very end. And even when it comes to painting, I'm going to leave everything, the whole thing is painted, weather the whole lot, stick them on and then paint them on it, you know. Sort of leave a little bit of leave them on the sprue, let's leave a little bit of sprue attached to them, like, and even, you know, paint them totally separate and then fit them afterwards, because like I said, I'm sick to death of breaking off mirrors. They're always you're always going to lose the bloody things. They always pop off. On me they do anyway. I don't know about you, but I'm always having problems with them, so I'm going to leave them off. And we've got two little vents or vision blocks there at the back. Okay, I don't know exactly what part they are, vents or vision blocks. I say they're passenger vision blocks, judging by where, you know, where they're located and the type of thing they are. Okay, no, they could be the air vents, I don't know, but to me they look like vision blocks now on second think. Originally thought they were vents, but they look more like them. They're vision blocks. Okay. You can kind of turn them around, probably turn them around from the inside. Like I said, I've never been in a Warrior, I've never seen one up close. We don't use them in the Irish Army, so, and I've never come across one. But, you know, only in pictures and things like that. So I'm going to get step 8 and step 9 done, and we'll have a look at that stage. Okay, so bear with me, and we'll get that done. Okie dokie, so back again. And I'm after getting step 8 and step 9 done. Okay, step 8, now we're after adding in our few little bits and bobs. Okay, the guards around the lights, the camo holders, some handles, some more camo holders and rear hatches. And step 9 then we're after adding some vision blocks. Like I said, I'm leaving off these pieces here, anything marked in the orange, because I'm going to paint them at a later stage. Okay, so there's step 8 and there's step 9. Okay, so now we're at this stage. We're almost finished the hull, right? And it's building up really nice. There's loads of little bits and pieces on it. It's absolutely lovely. No fit issues, no problems, nothing really. A couple of little minor bits and pieces, okay, but nothing really to write home about, nothing that we can't fix. No problems with them fitting, and yeah, everything is really going well. So having a look at the instructions here. We have the last of step 10 now, is the last step in the main part of the hull. Okay, so I'm going to finish part 10. I'm going to have a look at it, and I'm going to finish this part 1 of the video at that. Then in part 2, then we'll get on with the turret and the rest of it. Okay, so I'm going to get step 10 10 done. Okay, in step 10 we've got a couple of side panels here to go on. We've got a bit of mesh here for a kind of a little side basket, I suppose you'd call it. We've got some more of these little camera holders, some more track pieces, and we've got a tool holder here at the front as well. Okay, so I'm going to get them done. We're going to have a look at it. Talk about how we've gotten so far, you know, any problems or anything like that. So far there's been no problems, so there's really no problem really. And then we're going to finish up part 1 of the video at that. So I'll go on ahead, I'll get that done, and we'll have a look at it when all that's done. Okay. Okay, and we're back to the destructions again. Back to the destructions. As you see, I'm after getting step 10 done. Step 10. All my little bits marked off in green. Okay. I've got to put the little placing lines to show that they're placed in. Come on, John, wake up. Anyway, one little thing I want to kind of point out here. If you look at the axe head there, or the pig axe head here, there's a little bump on it. Okay, and with these they're pointing that way. You see, right? The bump is on that side, and the pointy edge of the pickaxe is facing that way. Facing that way. Then you come to the drawing where it shows you the placement of it, and they're facing that way. What do you do? What do you do? So I went to the box art, and the box art shows that they're facing this way. Okay, so I went with that way. Right or wrong, I don't know. Also, here, and here, big ejector pin marks. Well, they weren't big ejector pin marks, it's a small piece anyway, but there was ejector pin marks. The little bits of nubs. They had to be kind of cleaned off. A bit awkward considering, they could have quite easily put them on the back, but they were on the front of it, and you know, they had to be cleaned off, because if you didn't clean them off, they would be quite noticeable. Apart from that, that was the only kind of fit issues I had. The mesh, I found it a little bit awkward. I started off with super glue, kind of stuck it, but wasn't great, and a mixture, say, you know, then I went on with the old Tamiya extra thin, and that seemed to do the job. Okay, and just as a test piece here, I put a bit of that mesh onto just a bit of, you know, just a bit of old plastic sprue, right, and that is held on with Tamiya extra thin. Now it does, as you saw, a little bit of a pull, it will come off, but those things, they're in a kind of a space that they're not going to be pulled at, so hopefully they'll stay on, because they wouldn't stay on with the super glue. They just kept moving around, and as you see with the Tamiya extra thin, they'll hold them on, but not extremely tightly. Okay, so just, and weirdly enough, I never had any problems with this stuff before, especially the stuff from Academy. It's always kind of stuck for me with the super glue, but not this time. And you know, it's in place anyway, and I'll show you now in a second, and it kind of did the job. Okay, so we start at the front here. We have those pickaxe things. Okay, pickaxe heads, and you see now they're pointing in that direction. On the side here we had a big triangular panel that's in place, and a square panel. There was some handles to go on that. Okay, and we had two track pieces. There are. So that's that little section there. Then we had our little more of our camo net thingies. Okay, our little camo net spacers. They're both on here and here. And here's that little basket here, that mesh basket. Right, if we get a close look at it there. There we go, that's the basket. And there's two little mounting brackets. And here we are then for a finish. Okay, that's on. And I'm happy with it. If we look at it from the inside. Okay, so that's all on. In place. And looking good. So that's it. So for the main construction of the hull, there are other bits to go onto the hull, but they're at the later stage. They're well done. We're putting on the applique armour and stuff. Okay, but we're well down on that. And we've got more bits there. We've got tow ropes. We've got the big front yoke, whatever that is. So we just got the little bits of storage. But now we're onto the turret. Okay, step 11. 12, 13, 14, and 15. And 16 even has us doing our turret. Okay, so the next video we'll be starting on the turret. So that's it for this clip. I don't want to make them too long. You get too bored and you won't want to come back. And I wouldn't blame you, because I find when the films are too long, people don't want to watch them at all. They bloody will skip through to the important bits and miss all my lovely commentary. Yes, my lovely expert commentary. Says he with a grin. So anyway, lads, there we go. That's part 1. Build up the update 1 of Academy's Warrior MCV, and so far it's been quite enjoyable. No major fit issues, couple little bits and pieces, but you know what I mean, what you expect. I mean, I've had worse on expensive kits, you know. When I say expensive kits, I mean the likes of Dragon and things like that. I've seen some fit issues that are unbelievably bad. Instructions totally, you know, out of whack. Had one or two little problems with the instructions, you know, fitting on these things at the front. It showed you putting on one, didn't say anything about putting on the second one, and even in the pictures it showed it without it, and suddenly it appeared in the next picture. So, you know, little things like that. We'll get over that. So anyway, that's it, like I said, for video 1. Stay tuned to the channel for video number 2, and we'll get a look at that. So in the meantime, don't forget, be nice to one another. Continue watching videos on YouTube. There's lots and lots of excellent modelers out there, from say the basic, like me, you know, I explain things in a funny way. I'm a hobby builder as opposed to a professional builder. Then you've got some fabulous scratch builders out there. Non-prolific 1/35 scale model builder Jens, he's an absolutely unbelievable scratch builder. You got the like of Hamikar Barkas, then who's unbelievably brilliant on detail. Panzermeister 36, another excellent builder. Oh, excuse me. He likes to be, you know, precise and perfect. I wish I could be that way. My eyesight and my big chunky fingers and hand-eye coordination ain't the best at my age, but Panzermeister 36 he's a healthy young lad, and you can get on with all these little bits and pieces. So anyway, that's it from me for this one. Don't forget to stay tuned to the channel for the next one. Update 2 should be up in about a week or two, and a week or two should be up next week or even the end of this week, and we'll hopefully we'll have the turret done then at that stage. Then we'll move on then to the armour pieces and the few other little bits of add-ons, and then we'll start painting it. So in the meantime, lads, be nice to one another, stay safe, and don't forget, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it and enjoy it. It's John signing off and saying I'll catch you on the next one.